A pretty shocking story today as far right-wing and pro-Israeli groups at the University of Southern California managed to succeed in getting valedictorian Osna Tabazum's commencement speech canceled, all because she is pro-Palestinian, labeling her as anti-Semitic for, and get this, encouraging people to learn about what's happening and how to help those in Palestine. For them, that's just a step too far. And by now, calling pro-Palestinian voices anti-Semitic has to be the most tired argument in the book. Arabs are Semites, she's a Muslim, and Palestinians obviously are Semites. You can't be anti-Semitic for just being pro-Palestinian. Shortly after this, the school, USC, moved to cancel her speech, citing security reasons for the tensions about her selection based on the conflict going on in the Middle East. Which is interesting because just the year prior, they had Barack Obama and his wife there for their daughter's graduation. So clearly security isn't a huge issue for the school. And she earned valedictorian status. She deserves the same rights as anyone else would. To allow this sort of racist sentiment to take over is just disgusting and it's weak. Well, CNN was able to track her down for an interview about this. And there's a few clips that I wanted to look at. Because for those of you who don't know, CNN is like sneaky pro-Israel, so the questions are more so in that light. Let's start with her being asked about a post that she had shared on social media.
That's what the link said. It called for the complete abolishment of Israel. Abolishment of Israel was in the actual language. Is that something that you endorse?
So the abolishment of the state of Israel, I'd like to clarify, is the abolishment of an apartheid system. It inherently is a system that subjugates Palestinians as dehumanized, and it subjugates Palestinian life as not worth the same as other human life. So when the link says...
So is that a yes then?
I think a yes or a no would be an injustice to the issue, and I think that any sort of ideological debate or any sort of academic discourse is worth clarification and worth discussion.
Abby Phillips is just fishing for a clip here to put on social media of her saying she wants Israel abolished when she's articulating the stance pretty clearly. It's the abolishment of the state as it exists now, not like the displacement or removal of the state or those in it. The destroying of the structures that allow for the oppression that prevent Palestinians from being free is a very just ask, if you ask me. And starting over with what is not inherently an apartheid state, like what they have now, that's something the world, with America on the forefront, should all stand together for. And it should never be controversial.
If you're asking me if I stand for human rights, if you're asking me if I stand for equality and unequivocal and unconditional right to life for all people, including Palestinians, then I'm not apologetic. I believe in what I believe, and it is because of the people around me that I've met at USC, the classes that I've taken, the professors that I have learned from, that have led me to look at the world in this way. And you know, it's unfortunate that, you know, human rights is controversial.
And to be clear, again, this is a stance that should never be controversial. And pretending as if it is just a trick by the majority to keep their control. But defending the minority, calling for equality of all, should never be met with these kind of qualifiers. You shouldn't have to say all lives matter because you think Black lives matter. You shouldn't have to say, what about men's rights, when you're talking about women's inequality, and thus you shouldn't have to condemn terrorism because you're saying innocent Palestinian women and children shouldn't have to die. Imagine if you looked at these MAGA loons and you said, what about the Union when they flew their Confederate flags? Or the people who take American exceptionalism to heart, what if you asked them, yeah, but what about Iraq? They would instantly try to paint you as some sort of America hater.
As a Muslim student, your experience is important and it matters. And as you said, you want the university to protect you. But I wonder about your Jewish classmates.
I know you're a Black person in 1870s America, so your safety from racism is important. But I do wonder about the safety of those KKK members. This sort of conflation from both sides of the media is so frustrating and just wild to see and kind of unique to this issue. Yes, Jewish people deserve protection. Yes, anti-Semitism is a real problem and has been for a long time, but oh my goodness, Islamophobia has also been a major problem in America since 2001 as well. And this is the only group of people that when someone is defending them, they're instantly asked to defend another group of people to justify their position as well. Like, let Palestinian voices be Palestinian voices without forcing them to also be Jewish voices, just to be sure, right? Or making them be anti-Hamas voices. You can't just be a Palestinian voice. People are oppressed. They're going through famine, bombings, genocide. Let them speak their piece without this gross sort of narrative framing. If you enjoyed this video, we're Social Society. We're a commentary channel influenced by politics, society, and the economy. We are pretty left-leaning on this channel, but we're open to our right-wingers as well. The biggest thing here is having conversations that get everyone to the bottom of the truth. If that sounds like something that could interest you, consider smashing that subscribe button, leaving us a like, or even commenting on this video. We even have memberships available as low as $3 if you'd like to support, because the only way we become a society is together.